Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, we're going to get off into some crazy stuff. Uh, One thing I think that people don't understand is the best time to be successful is now. And they're like, I want it to happen. Well, have you asked yourself, who are you waiting to bless you, to give you permission, to taking the moment to say, could I be holding back my success because I need somebody to bless me with permission? I need somebody to say, look, this is what you can do to make that money. And I know you're going like, wait a minute, Glendon. That's not me. That's not what I'm going through. That's not what's happening. I'm trying to do this thing. I'm working hard as I can, but it's not working out. And I'm going to tell you why it's not working out. Essentially, in your head is you need someone to bless, permit, give you access, entry into the world of success. Hold on a second. Let me send this bad boy out. Let people know what we're doing, what's going down, how this thing is going to be. Because like I said, I been thinking about some stuff, and it's come to me that the best way for you to be successful is to give yourself permission. For you to say, look, I can make this happen. I got what it takes. I got the skills. I have the ability. That's all on me. But that's a high level of responsibility. It's just never been part of the paradigm. It's never been part of the shift of who they are. And that's something that you have to think about. Because when you want to be successful, it is yours for the taking. However, there's a few nuggets in there that you know and you don't know. Number one, it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Not even going to be challenging when you're on that path of success. When you're on that path of self-discovery, because success is self-discovery. You already have the success, but it's in here. It's and it's in here. And until you go ahead and dig that out, you're always going to be looking for someone to bless your efforts, to give you the go ahead to say, look, I can, because a lot of people are talking about this guy who bought this drug, the patent to this drug, they raised the price and everything. And, I look at it a totally different way. I don't think what he did was cool, but I think some things are not going to work out in his favor because of the way it was done and how it was done. And it's just, also he's up for insider trader charges, I believe. So he may have some other issues going on there too. A lot of them, a bunch of them. But for those of you who are in that quest, I got a little something for you. As we pop here, hustlerskungfu.com. You could get the Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills Special. Yes, it's going on right now. You have 7 more days. 7 more days to get the special. Whether you get in the special, that question, and the special's right here, you get the mindset course. You get 30 days to 2,500. Local hustles, the Craigslist course, becoming the boss, and you also get 30 days to 2,500, fast start, your credit course, a biggie, disruptive money. A lot of people love this course. It will seriously put your money life back where it needs to be. Disruptive mating, the child support course, the affiliate mindset, We're going to talk a little bit more about that next week. And discussion Skybox is just a members only discussion box. And first crack at Kung Fu Hustle podcast and blog. Once I get that started, you'll get that information first before anyone else. So that's what's there. That's what you get. And you have 7 more days to get this before the deal is over. And what is the deal? I can show you the deal. See, because I'm the wizard. This is my odds, and I can do these things. The deal is this course bundle, $350, and you are in like Flynn. How's that? So, if you're waiting on permission to be successful, if you're waiting on someone to bless you with what you want in life, you're in for a long, long wait. Now, how do we get into giving ourselves permission to be successful? Because the best time to be successful is now. It's not tomorrow. And I'm going to give you some of my concepts of what success is. Success is not the BMW. Success is not the big house. Success is not the wife or the husband that you want. That is not success. That is a result of success, because you got those things, and the success is this. I'll give you an example. Success is right now. Say it's you woke up this morning and you didn't feel like doing shit. You didn't feel like doing anything. You didn't feel like going out there to hustle. You did not feel like doing your thing. You did not feel like going to the gym. You did not feel like getting in your car to go to work. You didn't feel like calling that customer. You didn't feel like making up with your mate. You didn't feel like any of that stuff. You just like, I just want to take the pillow, put it back over my head, lay in this bed, and do nothing. But you rolled over, you groaned, you wiped the sleep out your eyes, you probably cussed a bit like, fuck, it's this morning. And you put your feet on the floor and you walked over to your mate and said, look, I'm sorry. What I did last night was fucked up. Then you hugged, made up, probably fucked, because, that was like, it turned your mate on. People like to be cherished, and they like to be told things like that, and it makes them horny. Then after you fucked, you took your shower, you went to the gym, and you're like, whoa, this was a really good workout. Then you left the gym and you went to work, and that customer who's been an ass, you went in and said, look, how can we make this right? How can we do this? How can we set this up? And bam, you got the deal. Now understand, success is doing things when you don't want to do them. That's success, because you'll get the results you want by doing things that you don't want to do. That's how you get the result. That's how you get to be that success that you want to be. That's how you get to have the things you want in life. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. Let's see. One of the things about the chat room when you do live streaming, like I said, if you're going to start doing this stuff on YouTube, start practicing playing with this now, is Hustle Wild. I woke up this morning and felt like kicking the dog. Damn, that's a messed up deal. But these things happen. We are on the good morning, Billy Monk. Good morning, Joseph. We're on you know what's about to happen. It is the end of September. We're about to go into October, Halloween, Thanksgiving. All of this stuff's about to jump off. And what season is it? Layoff season. HP did it. Someone else did it. I forget someone that posted it, but you're going to see many more announcements like that. I know AT&T recently did it. I have a friend that works for AT&T. This is the season where people will be getting laid off. This is the season where things are going to happen, but this is also the season for you to be successful. Now, understand, success and the result of success are two different points. Success starts like today. Like I said, you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like going out there. You don't feel like hustling, but you do. That's success. Success is having the discipline to push yourself to do these things. And then this is something else too that happens. Once you become really good at something, once you are starting to really rock out, make your thing happen, you start to enjoy those things that you didn't like doing. They start to become fun. They start to become a wonderful, wonderful way of living. You just like, I can't believe I didn't like doing this before. Like, give you an example. I'm going through it right now with these hangouts, this live stuff, because, you know, if I finally figured out that the minute that this thing starts rearing up, or, you know, the gears, the digital gears, there's no real gears, they start like rearing up, I need to start talking. I need to start going into my thing, because there's a 30-second delay, and I'm telling you this, and there might be up to a minute delay, but it's going on. So what you see in your preview screen, you think, okay, that's what's going on. Because that's why I had some of those videos that were like, there was nothing going on for the first minute and a half, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm waiting for it to start, and it already started. And also, when this thing, you know, a few weeks ago, I was putting out alerts, and then you would get the alert 2-3 times for the same thing, because I had all kinds of issues. My router was dying. I didn't know it. Then I had all these devices. There's 3 computers, 3 phones, 2 tablets on the same router. Oh, the TVs. All that was killing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And I see why people with bigger houses have 2 routers. I see that right now. I see why. It makes sense. But you got all that stuff going on, and it is happening. And like I said, you know, I had people who were saying, Glendon, why don't you just give up on the Google Hangouts? Just do what you do. And I'm like, no. This is the hustler mindset, baby. Hustling ain't for sissies. You figure it out. You take the lumps and you keep moving. That is success, because this is the future. This is the future. I'm even thinking about doing a live show, just depending on how much of the logistics is that to set up, because there's plenty of people who will be on the Hustlers Kung Fu show, the art of making money online, but everybody I want to talk to is busy. They got stuff going on. So there's a bunch of people who are in the holding pattern, like in airplanes at the airport, where you're just waiting to land. I got a bunch of folks like that. So what can you do to speed up your success paradigm? Number one, forget that someone's got to bless you. Like, give you an example. I put up, go back to the no eBay, no Amazon video that I put up last year. There's a comment in there. No, not that one. There was another one. It was like how to make money online. And I start talking about how, you know, the publishing process. And then this girl comes in and she's just like, this video should be titled how to make money with a publishing company. And then she just goes on, well, no, you must start an LLC and you must do this and you must do this. See, that woman is waiting on permission to get stuff started. She's waiting on someone to come in and say, all right, this validates you, because I've talked to people who have started, you know, who've got a lot of venture money, who've got a lot of money. And the thing is, to get money from an angel, you have a contract. And many of these companies that start up, they have like a very, very simple corporate structure, which could, work against them, because, you know, if you're going to do a corporation, if you're going to do a startup, well, let me say that again. If you are going to ask for money, you need to do a C Corp. That way you can have unlimited shares. But once again, what if your name is Bill? You're Billy Joe, and Billy Joe wants to do this startup, but Billy Joe don't know if that shit's gonna work. Do you go out and incorporate and do an LLC? What you do is get a minimal viable working product, and then the minute that you see that there's like some life in there, or some scratch, or some money, then you go incorporate and do all that stuff. Oh, he's back. I'm a Star Dre bro. I'm a photographer, and I listen to your videos while I edit video. Regular videos are dope, but I'm ready to pipe it up when I click on your page to see that you're live. Keep this shit up. funny. That's funny. But no, I wake up, I roll out the bed. Some days I watch the sleep out my eyes. Some days I don't. And I just do these things because I'm working within my strengths. I'm a morning person. I've always been a morning person since I was a kid. Don't really sleep a lot. Except last night, I slept quite a bit because I worked out twice. I'm trying to get that back in the groove because when you pop out that groove, it can be hard to get back in. But the deal is, for you to be successful, some of the things that you have to look at are, what do you want to do? Big thing. That's a big problem for many people. They're looking for, excuse me, they're looking for a template. They're looking for point A, point B, point C. I'm going to give you something that if you're trying to do webinars that help me, and let's see, hold on a second, let me find it, because hold on, I got it. When you are doing these things, it helps that I can go ahead and just show you. Here it is. All right, I'm going to tell you something that I did using this. Direct yourself to smartpassiveincome.com. Conduct and master a webinar with Lewis Howes from lewishouse.com. I listened to this thing. There we go. I listened to this thing about 10 or 12 times. I listened to it the first time. I got what's called the primary information. You'll hear main points, but understand, if you're at your desk, computer, or something else, you're going to miss something important. So you need to listen to it again. This is the reason that the hustlerskungfu.com is set up a certain way, so you can listen to the courses again and again and again and again, so you'll get it. I found this and I listened to it and I listened to it again. I listened to it again. I went ahead and took action the very next day, put together a webinar. Didn't go the way that I wanted, so I came back. I listened again, did another webinar. It got a few better results. Went and listened to it again, and like, oh, I missed these two crucial things, and I made $4,000 in 24 hours off a very simple concept. But see, the thing is, what I'm trying to relate to you is, it's your structure and positioning that will make you successful more so than having the super secret sauce. Everybody wants to have the super secret sauce, that extra crispy stuff, that amazing stuff that is pretty hard to come by. When I came here on YouTube, I had the super secret sauce, but before I had the super secret sauce, I had the super secret sauce ingredients that were like over here, they were over here. So I didn't look like I had the super secret sauce until I assembled everything, put it together, and I'll tell you what the super secret sauce is. Developing the videos, coming up with a theme, selling the book before I, was finished with it, constantly marketing the book, pushing hard on the theme of storage auctions. That was the super secret sauce. Then once I assembled it all, also there was a time component in there, then boom, it started to happen. Because I can't underestimate the importance of being able to start an online business and make livable income within 11 months. And I know people want to do it in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. But if you can start something and get to a point where you're making good coin in 12 months, that's fantastic. If you are making, let's say, $50,000 a year through your job, and you get this business, right, that makes $55,000-$60,000 a year, right? And you have this legitimate business. So you have a landscaping business, and you have this truck, this trailer, these lawnmowers, and these expenses, and the truck that you use for the business, you just happen to use it for personal stuff, but the truck's in a business name. You go ahead and make the same money, but your tax situation just completely flips out. I mean, if you want to expenses down where you didn't make anything, like say the truck's in the company name, so that's not an asset, you're writing that off. Lawnmowers are an asset, you're writing that off. Cell phones an asset, you're writing that off. You might pay, instead of paying 35% in federal taxes, you might pay 10. Same money, but more money for you to utilize. Understand, not more money for you to throw up in the bank, but more money for you to utilize. Because I've said this before, I own nothing. I control a lot. Think about that. Being the trust, the executor of the trust, you could do some things, but you can't do too much because, it depends on how the trust is written up. But go to Smart Passive Income. I'm going to show it to you again because somebody's going to hey, I want to see that. I want to see that. Here's a great message in the chat room. Successful people expect to be successful. Average people expect to be average. I got to say, I agree with that, because when you raise up your expectations, you drastically increase your chance for success. Drastically. Every day on my Power of Six sheet, I have an income goal for the family corporation, for the family trust. And a lot of days I don't hit it. Nope. Be swinging because I swing high. And I'm also at the point where if I don't hit my goal, I don't become demoralized or just, oh God, that didn't work. It's okay. And then there's some days, kill it, exceed it. And part of my mental paradigm is, and I've been self-employed business owner for so long that I don't look at getting money the way that many people look at getting money. If I have, say, a bad 3 weeks, this week sucks ass, this week sucks ass, this week sucks ass, I feel that I can recover the fourth week. But I don't really have, the summers are usually the reasons that those weeks are like that. But after that, everything else is pretty consistent. But you have to expect to make money. You have to expect to be successful. I don't have it here on my desk because, like I said, I'm going to rearrange the studio very soon. But go ahead and get this book. And this is one of the reasons that I like doing this, because I can go in here and show you. Because when I say these words, I get people who will leave in the comments, hey, what was that book? Versus rewinding the video and pausing and listening. So I'm going to show. I'm not going to tell. I'm going to show. I've recommended this book so many times, and there's still a bunch of people who have not got it. I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on. Get this book. It would do a lot for you in terms of now I'm going to let that you can know to go get it. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murray. Get the book. Get the audio book. You could get it on Kindle. You get the paperback. There is no reason for you not to get this book. I'm giving it away to a lot of people, and I'm telling you to get. I had the cassette moved up to the CDs. Get Lee Nightingale. Came out in 1987. So I got that. Yeah, it was out maybe 10 years. Go ahead, get that stuff, listen to it. So you got Lead to Feel. Like once man, I'm leaving it up here. Go ahead and get it. And then great books for you to make those moves and get those things that you want. Definitely. Well worth getting. Definitely worth getting. So as we sit around here and we think about this, now why is now the best time to be successful? why is now the best time to be successful? What is making now the best time to be successful? Going back to what I said in the beginning, success is doing the things you have to do, you need to do, you should do when you don't feel like it. And there's a lot of reasons that you don't feel like it. I'm going to tell you some other things that will hold you back that may sound a little funny. Say you got $150,000 cash in the bank account. Say all of your bills are paid off. House is paid off. All the cars are paid off. All the furniture is paid off. There's no credit card debt. It can be very challenging to have motivation when you reach that state. That's why you can't run on the fuel of desperation and the fuel of survival. It's a great starting point, but at some point that fuel has to convert to some type of internal drive, because once you get money, and the only reason you're chasing money is to chase money because you have this pain of lack. I can't pay my bills. There's no food in the refrigerator. My car is on E. My wallet is on E. That can drive you for a short term, but it's not going to carry you long term because you're operating from a principle of lack. You are not operating out of abundance. And so, like I said, it's a great place to start. It can get you out the hole. But you're not going to work that hard for years and years and years if there's not some other thing that is going on in your life. It's just not going to happen. That's just something that you have to understand when you are putting out your stuff, when you are making your success, building your success now. Definitely have to do that, because I've seen people who've had businesses, and in the beginning, you're like this. You're running so hard. I'm like, yeah. I'm excited. Oh, yeah. Eyes are all shining like diamonds. You're like, then you run into that first hiccup. Whoa. And you go from like to, you kind of jogging. You're jogging. Then all of a sudden, you're like, you're walking. See, once that excitement fuel burns off, once that desperation fuel burns off, you have to have something else in there to keep your things going. Because if you don't have that other stuff, you're going to burn out, get tired, give up, and just say, fuck it. That happens to a lot of people. They're doing that, and they're running on the wrong fuel. That's why I said the best time to be successful is now, because learn how to deal with the hiccups, the bumps and the bruises, the things that go wrong, the things that go crazy. Learn how to deal with that stuff. Learn how to put that stuff together, do your thing, make your success a reality, because when you're working hard and there's nobody around, it's just you're self-directed, your self-confidence goes up, your abilities to improve yourself go up. A lot of wonderful things happen. But if you're sitting back waiting on permission to be successful, waiting on someone to say, hey, I can bless you with this job. I can bless you with this opportunity. I can bless you with this mentorship. You have to be of the mind that you're going to go out and grab your success by the neck, pull that shit in, and like, I claim you. I don't care. You're not waiting on someone to give you your success. You go out and grab it. You are like the bear in the woods, and your success is better. To be successful, you are that lion, and your success is the antelope. And it's so basic. If you're successful, you eat that day. If you're unsuccessful, you go hungry. That's how it is in the animal kingdom. So when that lion is chasing that antelope, they both got jobs to do. And whoever wins is successful. The antelope gets away, they get to live another day. If the lion is successful, they get to eat that day. Very, very deep stuff when you think about it. And when you start treating your success like that, that if I do this, I get to eat today, and if I don't do this, I go hungry, it clears out a lot of the super flufferous bullshit of, well, I tried my best. Don't say that to yourself. Say this: I tried and I failed. You know what? I'm going to deconstruct this shit and I'm going to figure it out. Start replacing those wimpy ass, well, you know, it ain't time for that. No, it's like, I tried this and my timing was off. I'm going to correct my timing in the future. Stop saying that wimpy stuff, because what you're doing is you're programming yourself for failure. Well, and one of my favorite things to piss on, well, God didn't want me to have this today. Your credit is bad. You make no money. You live with your mama, and you wonder why the dealership turned your ass down and said you need a cosigner. It's not because God said you can't have that car. It's because you said, I'm going to fuck up all of the abilities and blessings God gave me, and that's why I can't get the car. Take ownership of your shit. When you start taking ownership of your shit, it's amazing how quickly you can clean it up. But as long as it's someone else's shit, and long as your kung fu's not really that good, it's always someone else's problem. It's someone else's success to give to you. You're always like this with your hands out. Gimme, 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 gimme. Can I get my success? Please, please. It ain't yours. Because you got to go out there, put your hands around the neck of success, squeeze tightly, bring it close, and say, you're mine. I know that image really fucks with some people, but I don't care. That's what I feel. Like, you got to go out, grab your success by the neck, kick his ass, and say, you're mine. You're definitely mine. That's how I look at it. Because when you are out there making it happen, doing these things, it's on you. It's on you. That's why I say it's wonderful that life's not fair. If life was fair, I wouldn't be sitting here in my underwear doing this. I wouldn't have rolled out. I mean, this is my, the dude from Aaron Clary, because that shit was funny as hell. He was like, this is my commute. That's his commute. That shit's hilarious. My commute's a little longer. I have to leave the bedroom, go to the living room, the dining room, go to the office. That's my commute. In my underwear. If life was fair, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be working some job I hated, like the rest of humanity. I don't want life to be fair. Fuck fair. I'm not trying to get some fair. Hell no, I don't want fair. No. And once you get over the fairness doctrine and start to look at how it can also be that way in your favor, life gets better. A lot of good things go on. So for those of you who are still here, I'm going to explain, because that's 5 and that's 2. 7 days left to get your kung fu on. To get your kung fu. All right, so I get this question a lot, and I'm going to go through it. What does the Hustlers Kung Fu Special entail? All right, I put this here because, the language is there. We'll have to transfer you because many people are looking for the deal, which is in the video. And if you're watching this right now, there's a little card there that has the little eye, the little thing that you have to move your cursor over or move your finger, and you click it and you'll be able to purchase it. But you get the mindset course. Now, what is the mindset course? Let's open it up. Let's just peel back the layers and look at it, because the mental game is the best game. So I'm going to go in here as a student. Boom, boom. And it's going to load. Well, it looked like, there it is. There it is. All right. So essentially, and this is why I say take this course first, because I put Welcome to Hustlers Kung Fu in here. How to get into discussions, where to start. Hustler Kung Fu gear, I'm going to have to change that up. Then let's go into here. We get to the Hustler Mindset Project. I put that in there. Mindset Development. You get lectures. And let's see. Let me go to the landing page. Show you what's up with that. Because all right, come on. So here's a breakdown. Kung Fu, like I said, some of those things are going to change. How to develop. See this? And that's what's going on. And that's the first place you should start. Now let's go back to this. Then the second you should start if you take the course. Because many people like, there's a lot in there. Now, also, there was another thing. Once you buy these courses, they're yours forever. You know, you get them for them as many times as you want. I go through them 10 a year or so. Just listen to this over and over and over and over. Then you would go from the mindset course to the first in the 30 days to 2,500. That is this will, let's go page, give you a breakdown. You have all of this. So you this is your first week of hustling. Then we get to the process. Then we get to the second week. This is it's almost 40 hours. Well, yeah, it's almost 40 hours of content. Well, I don't know if that number's right. That's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, when you do everything, it might be 40 hours because you got to listen to it, you got to do it, you got to put it in play. Your third week, your fourth week, and let's talk about the recorded live events. When I do, because the one's going to be coming up in a minute. When I do, because day 10 I'm going to do of 30 days to 2,500. If I don't get a lot of questions, there's no point in me putting that event back here when the thing's already here. So that's why I haven't been doing it, because there just haven't been a lot of questions. Not like the first one. Definitely not like the first one. So that's what you get. And for those of you who are here, let me do this for in the annotations. And if you are watching on your phone, you're not going to see the annotations, so you'll have to go under the video. Oh, let's see. Let's go here. I'm going to just drop that right there for those of you who want to get the bundle, because you have 7 more days to get into this. 7 more days. So hopefully you got it, and I will see you folks in the next session.